for the final home game of the 2023 season between the Astros and the Rangers.
Up in San Francisco, Giants and A's fans came together with that California love, teaming up to save baseball. But here in Texas, we got a playoff race. They do what they do best, which for tonight is throwing at each other, getting their feelings hurt, and fighting.
Bregman drives one deep to left field.
Houston hyped with that home run. Too much for Texas to tolerate, though.
And he hits Jordan. On an 0-2 pitch, Jordan, in his first plate appearance back off the IL, gets hit in the lead shoulder, the right shoulder.
Just from an appearance standpoint, not necessarily intentional, it just looks bad. Sounds worse.
The ball hit to right field, hit pretty well. Tucker's back, he's at the wall, and he jumps and he makes another catch.
This isn't even a home run, it's a robbed home run. It looked like it was going over. Nonetheless.
Because we see, oh, look out. Marcus Semien gets hit by that fastball. Umpires are going to have a little discussion here as Semien was hit.
Semien doesn't look too happy, also not too concerned. Umpires are going to get together. Remember the Perdomo ejection that we just did? Soto admiring his home run, the Pirates don't like it and drill Machado on the next pitch. The crew got together in that game and decided to eject the pitcher for intentionally throwing at the hitter. In this game, the umpires get together, but it's not intentional, I don't believe. The pitcher's reaction tells me it got away from him. He wasn't happy either. So the umpires have, instead of going with the if intentional option of eject or warn, this is the not intent option of either warn or do nothing. And given the reactions, given how this game has gone, the earlier hit by pitch, the fact that both pitches were high up and in the location, Semien throwing the equipment, the umpires decide to warn.
Third, and we are going to get warnings issued.
That's understandable. I actually appreciate the fact that they actually just kind of let the game play out now that the Astros got their retribution, if that was retribution.
Clubhouse, and Huff drills one deep to left field.
As the score differential increases, we might be saved from a beanball, but there's still plenty for these Texas teams to get offended about as Garcia comes to bat.
That ball's crushed. They're going to add 4 more to this total.
It's gone!
Garcia, like he stood there and watched it. I mean, he didn't sprint around the bases. But
that might have what he's asking for it. Maldi said, you know what? You had your chance. You got it. Move on. You don't have to jump on the plate like that and try and keep showing us up.
Martin Maldonado and Marcus Semien being separated right now at home plate, and the benches are going to start to filter out.
As the teams come together at home plate, the umpires revert to handling situations mode for bench clearing events, which is to identify your offenders. After consultation with your crew, take whatever action you deem necessary in order to keep control of the game.
Everybody in from the bullpens as well.
As the manual dictates, umpires are there to observe while allowing teams to break it up. As soon as the first surge is over with, umpires can get in there to enforce separation of halves, that concept we previously talked about where both teams go to their side of the field, create that skirmish line, and after everyone leaves the party, it's time for a crew consult.
So Semien was the first one to cross the plate on the grand slam, and it seemed like he and Martin Maldonado were having a few words before everybody else scored.
And that's what the umpires are talking about. Why did the benches clear? Who were the instigators? Now, obviously people who physically fight get tossed, but more importantly perhaps are the people who instigated the whole thing.
You don't have to jump on the plate like that and try and keep showing us up.
The fairest outcome for a situation like this is to identify primary combatants from either team to eject. The way this discussion goes at the end is the chief, Bellino in this case, tells the crew, okay, this is what's going to happen. You two talk to Baker, we'll talk to Bochy, tell them who is ejected, and answer their questions on why. They might not be happy, but you're not going to argue it.
Yeah, neither manager's real happy right now.
I like how the broadcast cuts between Maldonado and Semien because they know who's about to get tossed.
Bruce Bochy.
Did they kick out Marcus Semien?
I don't know.
Maybe one of these days MLB will authorize its crew chiefs to get on the microphone to tell the stadium about what happened, but we're not quite there yet.
We know Marcus was upset in some earlier things that happened, and Maldonado was pleading his case. Semien scoring, he was the first to score in the Grand Slam. He's already across home plate. He's still upset, says something to Martin Maldonado. Here comes Duran, Nathaniel Lowe. High fives for everybody. Marcus was upset.
And because that led to this, 2 people are ejected from this game. It's fair to both sides. No one's going to be happy, but no further bean balls either.
Slam. So Martin Maldonado is gone, and my guess is based on this reaction that Marcus Semien may also be on the way out.